What's good, guys? I'm Zombie Gaming here again, and welcome back to another video. This one, as you guys can see, is a face cam video, and down below you guys are going to see some gameplay from, some new gameplay shown at E3 from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I've really been meaning to make this video ever since I got back from my Boy Scout camp, because I missed everything at E3 this year, which sucked. I wanted to see all of it live, but I didn't. But when I got home, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the new Zelda had been announced, and a bunch of gameplay was shown off. So you guys are going to see some gameplay down below as I talk to you guys about my thoughts on this game, because a lot of people are saying it's going to be epic, a lot of people are saying it's not going to be as good, and personally, I don't know if I've ever been this excited for a video game before. So you guys can probably see where this is going to go. But basically, this Zelda game is different from all the others, and it's breaking, quote-unquote from Miyamoto, it's breaking the conventions of Zelda. And, you know, that means it's going to be basically different than any other Zelda game we've seen before, except for the first Zelda game, the original Zelda game. Miyamoto was comparing this Zelda game a lot to the original, and that's because that's what they were going for. They want this new game to be a lot like the original game, which is awesome, and I think that is a great step in the right direction for this series. And you know, a lot of the gameplay they showed off is cool. It's like survival, it's open world, truly open world. The world is one of the biggest worlds I've ever seen in an open world game. It's bigger than The Division, easily. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. And whenever I see gameplay of this game, it just makes me want to go play Cube World. Because this game reminds me a lot of Cube World. And it's open world. It's got, you know, the trees, the birds, the bees, everything like that. You get the survival, you get the monster camps with the bokoblins and everything like that. That you see throughout the game in the open world, and they only showcase this one area, which is the Great Plateau. They only showcase it in the E3 demo that the people got to play, but just the game in general, it's definitely different from other Zelda games. A lot of Zelda games focus on NPC development, characters, you know, telling you who you are, where you need to go next, and how to do things. Wind Waker was also a very open world Zelda game, where you can kind of do stuff in a slightly different order, but still kind of the convention, the same conventional format that Zelda follows, is going throughout the story, going to different areas, saving the princess and all that. But the first game they were talking about is that Link, you're thrown into a world and you have to find yourself. You have to find out who you are, and that's what this game is doing. It's throwing you out. You don't know where you're coming from. You're coming from the Shrine of Resurrection that they showed, and you're getting thrusted into this world, and you have no idea who you are. And that's, you know, one of your main goals is to find out who you are and what your purpose is. Are you a hero? You know, what are you going to do? And you have that freedom. That's what they talked about a lot in this game, is freedom. Freedom of what you want to do, what you do what you want to do, and that's awesome. And it's definitely different from a lot of other Zelda games. And so I'm really excited to see how this plays out. I think the graphics are awesome. I think the combat and the gameplay is 10 out of 10 for Zelda. The open world, the environment is amazing. I think the only thing that fans like me are waiting on is the story. That is the only thing that I am wondering about still. I don't know how the story is going to go, and Zelda is known for the great storylines that they have. And I want to know what is going on with the story. That very interests me. You know, it seems like it's going to be revolved around the Guardians, which are the big mechanical monsters that have like the one eye that you see in the trailer that we saw in the gameplay last year at E3. Those seem like they're going to be the main villains, and they appear, you know, throughout the game. And so I'm really, really curious to see how that's going to play out. And, you know, the fact that they're incorporating not as much magic and stuff, but technology in this Zelda game. It's technology, but it's kind of like magical technology, if that makes sense. It's like kind of older technology. I guess I should say organic technology. It's kind of a I don't know, what do you say, an oxymoron? It's kind of like that, where it's, you know, the Guardians are definitely mechanical, but they're like They're organically shaped. You know, the Sheikah slate that you get at the beginning of the game that's like your main tool, that thing's really organic. It uses organic shapes to do stuff. You know, the bombs and the magnetization stuff that they showed off. It's all organic, which is really, really cool. I think that's an awesome step in the right direction for something different in a Zelda game. Other than like magic and stuff, you get this organic technology, and I really enjoy it. I think it's awesome. I think it's gonna pan out really cool in the game. You know, this game's definitely different, and I'm excited for it. You know, like I said, the only thing I'm really waiting on that I think that I'm unsure of, that is not great yet, is the story. And I don't know the story. I mean, I'm counting on it to be good because it is a Zelda game. But I think this game has a lot of potential, and even without a story, just playing this game, it looks so fun. It looks like Cube World. You just go out, you have an adventure for yourself. And maybe that's what they're going for. But I feel like there is going to be a story. This game, it looks so good in my opinion. I could go on for hours. The landscapes and everything look awesome. Sorry, I'm actually looking at gameplay right now, probably as you guys are watching it too. You know, you get the menus. I think the new menus they're introducing are awesome. There is also the fact that you cannot regenerate hearts by cutting grass. You know, in other Zelda games, you'd cut down some grass and maybe a heart or two will pop out that you can regen. That's not the case here. They're making you, forage for food. You can cook different kinds of food that give you, different effects, that give you more hearts than you actually have, that kind of thing. I think that's super cool. I think that's very innovative in the Zelda series, that you don't have to have the hearts. And that's just going back to that idea of freedom that they have in this game, that you have the freedom to play however you want. You can do whatever you want. I think it's so, so good. Again, we're just waiting on that story aspect of the game to come to life. And if it does, then wow, it's going to be awesome. And they did showcase some of the, what are they called? The shrines? The Sheikah shrines, I think. I'm not sure if that's the name, but they're shrines. And they're basically little areas you can go to learn a new skill, like for your Sheikah slate, which gives you either, bombs or magnetization. And they're basically little, dungeons that they're super short, but they give you the opportunity to get a new item, a new thing, a new skill that you can use to your advantage. And those little shrines kind of set the stage for what I think some of the dungeons are going to be like. And they're really short. They took the shrines took like 5 minutes to complete. But Miyamoto did talk about that the dungeons are going to be what Zelda fans are used to, the format and the length, which I'm very happy about. Dungeons, getting lost in a dungeon and having fun was one of the best moments, best memories that I have from Zelda games, so I hope that stays true in this game, because dungeons are huge for me. I love dungeons. I love dungeons more than boss fights. Dungeons, like in Skyward Sword, like the sand ship, the Lineru mining facility, all that stuff was phenomenal. I loved it. I love the dungeons in Zelda games, so I really hope they don't screw that up here. And the areas and the environments seem like they are A1, 10 out of 10 right now for me. I think they look amazing. I think they're going to be so much fun to go out and explore. It's going to be interesting, though, because they're giving you the freedom to do kind of whatever you want in whatever order you want, but how is the story going to factor into that? How are you going to be able to do it in whatever order you want if there's a story? That's just what I'm wondering. So it should be interesting to see how all of this pans out. The graphics are awesome. I honestly can't wait for this. If you guys don't have a Wii, if you guys are Zelda fans, if you don't have a Wii U, I'd recommend getting one. If the NX isn't too expensive, I'd recommend getting an NX. I'm probably not going to get an NX unless it's relatively cheaper, and if it's like a huge step up from the Wii U, which I hope it is. I will get an NX if it really seems like it's worth it, because that definitely seems like a worthwhile thing to do. But if you don't have a Wii U yet, definitely pick one up. If you do have a Wii U, just hold on to that. Get this game. I'm going to be getting it, when I get the chance. It looks awesome. Those are my thoughts. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. Just so far, you can tell that Miyamoto and the devs have put a lot of time and work into this game. And I think, so far, the product that has been shown off in the demo looks freaking amazing. So those are my 2 cents on it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for fans of Zelda to play. It's going to be different, so buckle up, get ready. You know, they haven't said it enough. It's going to be different. It is not your typical Zelda game. It's harking back to the first Zelda game where you have a little bit of freedom. You got to find yourself and see what awaits you in Hyrule. So that is going to do it for me, guys. Those are my thoughts. Comment down below what you guys think of this new Zelda game. Hopefully you guys are as excited as I am. Again, I don't know if I've ever been this excited for a video game before. The Division, you know, caught me, you know, pretty excited. So did Cube World when it first, you know, came out. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, be sure and slap a like on it for me if you guys did enjoy, or subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'm Zombie Gaming MC, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!